And thank you so much to the Investment Plus segment for those very wonderful tips that were given to us to ensure that we live above water. Isn't that how it's said? You live
within our means.
Within our means and above water. You keep your head above water. Yes, I think that's what they were trying to achieve. Yeah. And I'm sure you at home have enjoyed that. But every year on the 27th of September, the world recognizes the tourism potentials across board. And Nigeria is also celebrating that year. This year we are focusing, the world rather, is focusing on green investment. What does that mean, and how can Nigeria champion and revamp its tourism segment? That's what we'll be discussing, and we have in the studio with us this morning Mr. Kingsley Okorie. He's the CEO of Oga Tourist. that was funny when I saw it. You are the Oga Tourist. We have the Oga Tourist right here.
Thank
and it will be interesting to tell us where Nigeria is when it comes to the tourism sector and where we can be. But thank you so much for being part of the program.
Thank you for having me. So basically, tourism is anything that brings people to you or takes you to somewhere. Anything that attracts people to a certain location or a certain place can be defined as tourism. And basically, we see the concept of tourism. It could be traced back as far as the 17th century, where we had young Europeans and vibrant people who wanted to tour, and they called this movement, this trip, a grand tour. It was a visit to France, Germany, Italy, and Greece. So coming down to the modern Nigeria, tourism hasn't really been developed in Nigeria. I mean, we're still hovering around 1% of tourism contributing to our GDP, unlike comparing to other African countries like Ghana and Kenya, who are above 5% and stuff. But we can still work on something in Nigeria. I mean, tourism is very big, tourism is mega, tourism is something we should all be part of. And Nigeria as a whole has numerous and very, very interesting tourist potentials. So it's always right for us to see it as that way. I mean, tourism is life. Tourism is everything. So we just need to focus more on tourism to make things right in Nigeria.
Okay, one would wonder, this is a very interesting thing. Man by nature is a wanderer, so to speak. He wants to like to go to places. He likes to be in places. And that's what informs people, traveling from a known place to a place that maybe they haven't been to before, as a result of having heard, or just out of that curiosity. Adventure is part of man. Why is that sector in Nigeria, with all our population and the very incredible places that we have in Nigeria, what are those reasons that you think are still holding us back as a country in that sector?
Well, before we go into that, you should know the kind of tourism we have. So in every state in Nigeria, there are different types of tourism. We have the sports tourism, the cultural tourism, we have culinary, that's food, we have sports, we have events, we have landscape, we have adventures, we have parks. And most people are interested in these things, but they do not know or have the avenue to do these things. So people travel out of Nigeria to experience this fun, this adventure, these parties, these events, other than doing it in Nigeria. So the reasons could be one, transportation, a transportation system. We can also say security, and it's sad because every tourism cuts across to all the cuts across through every sector in Nigeria, all the economic sectors in Nigeria, like transportation, immigration, security,
Virtually all of
yes, everything. It cuts across through everything. So we need to understand this fact firstly, and then the problems. Like I said, transportation could be a problem. Some, like for instance, the Okorie Game Reserve in Bauchi
State.
The road through that place is very terrible.
Yeah.
And if you think about the distance from town, from Bauchi town to that place, could be about an hour 30 minutes to that place, and the road isn't fun to drive. It's not so good to drive. And when you get there, you see that the place has lost its value. The only thing you can do there is just the natural spring water, and sometimes when you go into the safari, you don't see animals. Everything has gone extinct. Everything is under managed.
Wow, that's so sad.
It's very sad.
Saddening reality. True.
You just go there and you don't get the experience you've had in your head to experience. So it's just like that. But then we still have very good places we can tour in Nigeria. Very good things we can do in Nigeria, like events, like the Calabar Carnival. It drags people to Calabar every year, and I mean, it's something
we constantly look to government, you know, to ensure that the tourism industry is huge. It has the potential to contribute more than the 1% you just said, and all eyes are on the government. But private sector, how can the private sector drive the sustainability of this sector?
Well, the private sector has been playing their role, but sometimes it's not enough, because the government is the bigger body.
It is.
I'm also part of the private sector because I do my own events, and I take people on tours and travel here and there within Nigeria and outside Nigeria, but it's still not enough. We don't get the support we actually do need. So basically, we just need to tackle this problem.
But are we seeing enough advocacy and petitions so that the government looks that way? It's one thing to say you're already doing it, you've seen how dilapidated or extinct some of the games are, but are you reaching out, or just expect that the government should know?
Yes, we're reaching out. Even the government is also working. The former DG of Tourism, Mrs. Omotosho, she has done her best in trying to revive the tourism sector in Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria had the highest traffic of tourism from the year 2000 to 2005, basically because of Abani Darego winning Miss World. So it brought in attention into Nigeria, but then after 2005, it dropped again. And then in 2011, it dropped some more because of insecurities and stuff. But it's something everyone is trying to look in. I mean, the private sector, I mean, there are people like me and others trying to revive the tourism aspect of Nigeria, and it's really a very big and mega industry to bring in revenue into the country, but it's sadly not being utilized enough.
You've mentioned some factors that are very important to enhancing tourism. Security is key. You cannot, in search of leisure, put yourself through pain. And that's one of the reasons why people don't go to Okorie Game Reserve anymore.
It's not just Okorie.
Yeah, I know. I'm just giving that. I'm just responding to that example you gave. A lot of places, actually, you don't want to put yourself through pain to gain that pleasure that you derive when you travel to such places, because the roads are bad, and you are scared for your life. If not your life, of course, your property. You could get attacked at any point. So these are things that I know are way out of the league of the private sector to tackle, outside of advocacy, which you say you're doing. Now, apart from these elite places that people can visit, I also know that one of the factors is that Nigerians, especially those who are still within the working environment, either in the private or public sector, we don't have this culture of just take a break. go somewhere, relax.
Exactly.
We work all life round. Not some of us work till we drop there, you know.
Yeah.
But where are those other less mentioned places? Like if you are within Abuja, let's use Abuja for example.
Okay.
Where are those places that, you know, hold that same thrill for one to just go there, go relax and have fun? So really.
Okay, like
that
I
would
said,
be less risky.
yes, less risky. Like I said, tourism is life. Tourism is anything that attracts you to somewhere or takes you anywhere you want to go. So, for instance, in Abuja, if you want to relax, exercise, just take your mind off work and relax on Saturdays, you could go hiking. I mean, it's something that is
I see that growing in Abuja now.
It's really growing. I mean, there are so many hike groups. Like my own hike group, Oga Tourist, I usually do this like twice in a week, twice in a month, sorry.
Okay.
And then we also have run city tours, like going to places like Almat Farms. I mean, you learn about the different botanic plants there, and I mean, it's a very serene place. They have hot rooms, very cozy and very nice. You can relax with your family, with your friends. You can also visit Transcorp. Transcorp is a place you can also relax. And then, less expensive, you can just hang out anywhere with your friends. You can join certain groups, like Oga Tourist is one of them. You can check us on Instagram. We usually organize stuff like that for different people, for every class of people, for people that just want to relax, people that just want to have fun, people that just want to take their minds off everything.
And unwind.
Yeah, and unwind. I mean, you could go in groups, you can have private tours. And also, there are so many things you can also do, like just go to recreational parks like Park and Zoo, the National Children Park and Zoo. Millennium Park is also open. You can go there, have picnics, Jabi Lake, do things like sip and paint. You can also do pottery and pottery making. You can decide to go to, there's a place in Buhari and a place a place in Shafa is a pottery center. You can make your own mug that you can use in your house. It doesn't cost anything. It's just around 2,500 and 3,000 naira. So it's something people can consider, and you can also relax. There are nightclubs, there are bars. You can go to unwind. I mean, Abuja is blessed, but it doesn't have to be only Abuja.
Okay.
People come into Nigeria and they only think about Lagos, Abuja, maybe Port Harcourt, and sometimes Calabar. But Nigeria as a whole, every state in Nigeria has potentials. Every state, I mean, we need to get to a place where somebody can be in Zamfara, can visit Nigeria and be in Zamfara and feels happy I'm in Zamfara state because I could do this, I could do that. But sadly, everybody just wants to come to Abuja, and sadly, they are also overpopulating Abuja right now. So I think we need to develop other places so people can relax and feel home and feel safe. And
on my way to the office this morning, I saw something. I saw a group of bicycle riders, bicycle actually. This sports bicycle. So they were in group, but just behind them and even beside them
was the police.
There was this police van with serious, gun wielding. I mean, I felt then for me,
it's not meant to be like
that. This is not what I would want to do.
But really. The situation we find ourselves, everybody wants to be assured that they are secured when they are coming out in groups like that. So it's not meant to be the normal, but it's what we see every day. I mean, even when we go hiking, we sometimes take security so everyone feels safe and comfortable to relax and interact with every other person there. So it's a normal thing now.
Joy,
it's becoming a normal.
Critical to tourism is the hospitality industry. How would you describe where we are right now in terms of developing our hospitality subsector of the tourism industry?
Well, we're just about the same level with the tourism, because people will only travel when they feel safe, when they have a business, when they have something to do. So they will only consider coming to a place when there's something to gain. It could be peace of mind, it could be business, it could be financial, it could be relationship, it could be friendship. But I think we are about the same level with the tourism, because they go hand in hand. I wouldn't travel to a place I don't feel safe. I wouldn't do that. So I think we're about the same level with that.
Okay, I just wanted to talk about we've been hammering on governors to generate revenue in their various states. And you just mentioned tourism. What can we do so that the governors see the tourist sector as a viable sector to drive this internal generated revenue?
Okay, well, I would start from my own state. I am from Ebonyi State, and Ebonyi has a good number of tourist attractions. Like, Ebonyi is the salt of the nation. We have 2 salt lakes. One is in my village, Okorie, one is in Uburu, and we have beaches. We have 2 beaches people don't even know this.
I didn't know that.
Exactly.
I'm just hearing it.
Yeah, we have 2
beaches. I come from Cross River and we share a boundary.
Yeah, one of those beaches has boundary with Cross River. The river goes into Cross River and then into Cameroon. I mean, there's so much every state has. All these governors need to do is identify my tourist center, my tourist attraction, and develop it.
Right.
If, for instance, my governor develops one of the beaches in my state, you see people traveling all the way. People travel to Lagos because they want to have that beach experience. People don't have it in Abuja. We don't have any beach, so there's nothing we can do. But then, okay, there's a beach, and there are beaches in Lagos. We want to travel over there to experience the beach life, staying there at night, having beach parties. But if they improve on their tourist attractions, people will come. The Enugu State has a beach too, I think. They have one in Nsukka, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there are so many things you can do, and there are places, there are waterfalls, there are very remarkable attractions that people would like to see, but they don't know these things because they are underdeveloped, they are underutilized, they are not doing anything to improve these things. So they are just natural, and we have them for free, but we're not trying to make money out of it. And tourism has a capacity of bringing huge revenue into any place.
I mean, I agree with you. I come from Cross River, and I saw how the governor at the time, Donald Duke, when he was governor, he focused on tourism. We had the Marina Resort, we had the Tinapa, we had Obudu Cattle Ranch. Agbokum Waterfalls was the place to go to. There were several tourist sites that he tried his best to do well with, but continuity was missing. Would you say government should be saddled with the responsibility of managing these places, or there should be a PPR?
Exactly. Right now, Tinapa is almost a shadow of itself.
I don't want to talk about it. It's sad.
It's almost a shadow of itself, and so I think what they need to do is rehabilitation, one, and we can also build more attractions. I mean, these attractions are there; they just need to be developed. And then the ones that have gone bad, you need to rehabilitate them so they can be useful again and generate income. I mean, if there are so many mountains in Abuja, if we had one park or one mountain leading to another mountain, and we have cable cars that can cross people from one side to another side, create a very big park there. Do you know how many people would travel down to Abuja, down to Nigeria,
just for that experience?
And then they spend money. They come in. When they come in, they don't just go there and experience the cable thing. They also try the food in the place. People travel to. I traveled to Bauchi because they said Bauchi is the home of masa. Good. I had masa in Bauchi. I mean, I was dreaming about this masa while I was in Abuja. But I mean, if it was like that everywhere, people would travel. People will feel relaxed. So there are so many things we need to tackle to get to where we want to be.
All right.
CEO Oga Tourists.
Yes.
Well, because we are pressed for time already, is there anything you're planning for the day at Oga Tourists?
Yes. On the 2nd of October, there will be an Independence Day barbecue hike.
Okay.
And a party.
Okay.
Somewhere around Abuja. If you just go to Oga Tourist page, just Oga Tourist on Instagram, you see the informations there. Okay. And it doesn't cost anything to attend. So it's usually very fun. We have city tours and we have private tours as well, and hikes as well.
We have to say a very sincere thank you to you for honoring our invitation to be here this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Well, and it's on that note that we draw the curtains on today's edition of ASU Morning Show. My name is Usman Katun Umar, asking you to enjoy your holiday. I'll be joining you soon.
He'll be joining us tomorrow, actually. My name is Joy Asanya. We'll be back tomorrow, so do have a wonderful festivity.
Yeah, and happy World Tourism Day.
World Tourism Day. Bye-bye.
All right.